make it do what it do because we're different. The Wildcat Show is different. So now we're back. This portion of the show is actually brought to you by DreamWorks Cancer Foundation, located at www.dreamworkscancerfoundation.org. And the founder of the foundation is here today, my good and wonderful friend, Charles Dean. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Wait, we have to turn on his mic.
Right.
He's doing great.
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
And it's always good to see a good friend. And welcome back. You've been in my show 3 times.
I actually have.
That's like super awesome sauce. No, I don't think anybody's ever come back 3 times, but it's all for a good purpose. And we're going to introduce a lovely woman here who you've come to know and helped and I'm sure loved and enjoyed and all those many things, who is Tobey Woods. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Oh my God, just finally just like, I can talk all day. So Charles reached out to me. You know, you gotta love Facebook. Facebook just keeps everybody in line, keeps everybody in touch. I don't have you. Are you on Facebook, Tobey?
I do.
Oh my God, I have to find you. You have to subscribe to my channel. As Facebook feeds my ego. Met her. Now, when did you meet Tobey?
This was last year. We were just talking about this.
Okay.
This was last year around April.
Around April of last
Right,
year. Okay, so
around
about a
April
year
of
ago.
last year.
Okay,
We were-
so 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, we were actually out doing an event, and Toby stopped by the table, and she donated and picked up a piece of jewelry.
Wonderful,
Mhm.
wonderful. And then you didn't even think to know that you would have like this experience together afterwards, right? So what happened with her was after she met you at the event.
Yeah, what happened was we every time we go out to do an event,
Right.
we're always making sure that we can connect with the survivors out there, or all
Right.
the women out there that actually need our services.
Right.
So we're always talking to them, and she had a compelling story. And she walked away from us, and we had her phone number, and I actually called her
Okay.
and asked her to turn around and come back,
And
so that
so your situation happened the year before.
Yes,
Okay.
it did.
So tell us what happened the year before that was a very compelling story to Charles.
Well, like this. It was September about 14th. I went in and to a breast care doctor because I
Okay.
felt a lump underneath my arm and the wingspan of the breast on the very back part of
Okay.
it.
So right.
And we
Okay.
went in and the doctor said it was a worrisome cyst, and we immediately agreed to do a biopsy. And
Right.
actually the next day,
Mhm.
which was the 15th of September, and then the following day on the 16th, I was diagnosed with stage 2 invasive duct carcinoma
Wow.
from breast cancer.
But so previously you actually had another cancer.
I did. I
You
had at 28, I had cervical cancer,
and you had to have
a partial hysterectomy.
partial
I
hysterectomy.
did. Yes.
So, wow. So this cancer run in your family?
Back in generations,
Back
not
in-
my
not
immediate
recent.
family.
Okay.
Correct.
So you didn't even think 28. Charles, what is statistic wise? What is around what age does a woman actually get I guess it's either cervical cancer or breast cancer? Because I know the biggest thing today is like they're saying you must be older to get cancer. Do you say what I mean?
yes, definitely.
So what's a surprising number that people wouldn't expect?
Well, we've been around and doing this for several years, and we've had women as young as 16 with breast cancer.
Wow.
Yeah. We were doing an event about 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and a mother came up to our table, and she told us that she had lost her daughter at the age of 16
Oh my
to breast
God.
cancer.
And did they like discover? I guess they didn't discover it in time. Is that what it was?
What happens is, because of, I guess, where the guidelines are, they don't want women to have mammograms until the age of 40 years old.
Right.
They're saying when you're younger, unless it's in your family, unless it's hereditary, that you should do a self-breast examination.
Okay.
However, there are women out there that will get breast cancer at a younger age.
Right.
The doctors don't necessarily want to treat you at that time because the insurances really don't want to do anything until
Sure.
after you're 40 years old. And that's
And
basically.
that hasn't, and there's no like law that can change those requirements in any way?
Well, that's something that we're actually working on, because
Okay.
you do have a lot of women that are getting this disease at a younger age.
Okay,
And there should be something that will change for them to have mammograms at a younger age.
Okay.
And at this point in time now, there isn't anything. So what normally happens and how it goes is you'll go to the doctor, and the doctor won't normally do an examination for you, and your insurance company
Mhm.
won't cover it. And because your insurance company won't cover it at a younger age, most women don't go and get mammograms.
okay,
So that's where DreamWorks Cancer Foundation comes in. If you are having issues and you want to go and get these mammograms, we actually pay for it.
right, okay.
Let me tell you, the doctors are not going to turn down a check.
Right, a full check, not even like a,
No,
yeah,
correct,
so-
a full check.
right, so, okay, so Toby, just going back, so you're 28, you had, like, how far were you with the cancer before you found that, like the cervical cancer, how far?
Well, the doctor did get it in time, and I never did chemo or anything like that.
Okay.
And then,
So what's a partial hysterectomy? I
um,
mean, a hysterectomy is
just
removing, I guess I'm guessing,
the removal of the like cervix and uterus.
okay. And then, but at that point you couldn't have a child anymore?
Right.
Okay.
I couldn't have a child anymore.
Okay,
No.
because the baby has nowhere to live.
Right.
Is that what it is?
Correct.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely.
I have to get things in layman's terms, so, and then there's a lot of people who don't understand
Right,
that, you know,
right.
like, I had a
Yes.
hysterectomy and all they know is can't have a baby, so
Right,
it's
right.
because they're removing where the baby would be.
Correct.
And then years later,
I was 37
you
when
were
I was.
diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yes.
So did the doctor think that you were at risk again of getting something else because you had the,
No.
no?
No.
No,
It just we. You know, I never even thought about it once. You know, after I had cervical cancer, okay. You know, and
You didn't
then
think it was
and
like
then
move up, you know, just
No.
move around your body, and all of a sudden it
didn't.
finds a new home, and you're like, oh, I feel something, you know. And
Yeah.
Charles and I talked about this. It's like a woman should really know their body,
Correct.
and I'm sure there's a lot of women that probably don't even touch
Yeah,
themselves.
they don't,
You know, they're very self-conscious. They're like, well, that's weird, or I really can't tell, and I think that's one of the problems is women are not comfortable feeling that. So you get diagnosed and you go through, and this time around you went through chemo. Tell us
Yes.
how was it for you when you were going through chemo? Because I used to volunteer at a hospital where I
Mhm.
worked with chemotherapy patients,
Oh, wow.
and I didn't understand. I was young. You know, all I know is their hair falls out,
Right,
and
right.
then they eat popsicles. So
Well, it was a different experience for me. I'm a very positive person,
That you are,
bubbly
yes.
and crazy.
right.
Well, I was scared to death at first. I started October 19th, and I had a port put in before that. A port is like a surgical implant of a piece of like plastic or metal that's right up underneath your skin, and there's a tube that goes in your main artery. So when I went in, I was scared to death the first time, and they put a needle in your chest where the port is, and they give you all kind of medicine. I was so positive every time that I went in, I never got sick.
Good.
I
Right.
ate full meals while I was getting chemo.
Okay.
People were looking at me like,
So when
I'm
you're,
like-
so is your diet, is your appetite different or something like that when you're chemo?
Normally, I mean, from all the stories that I hear,
Right.
that people throw up all the time.
Right.
They have to go lay down. It makes them nauseous.
Okay.
Not me.
So you didn't have any of that stuff.
No.
You're like,
I ate more than
No way.
popsicles, cat.
oh, very nice, very nice. Well, so I guess that's what that's for. Is
Right.
To kind of
Right.
calm your appetite.
Mhm.
That's good. But see, like, I mean, you know, we all hope that if
Right.
anybody were to ever go through chemo, that they were as positive as you or as get no side effects the way
Right.
you did. But you know, to let others know that this is a very serious disease.
Right.
And women and men, don't take it seriously enough. And that's the purpose of the DreamWorks Cancer Foundation and Charles going out into the community and letting the young adults realize that it's never too early to go and get one done. And I finally have insurance, so I want to get mine done at the end of the month. I'm going back to my old OBGYN that I've had for years since I was like 16.
That's
so she's
awesome.
probably
It's good to
happy
hear.
see me. Yeah, she's probably like, oh my God, Kat, you're all grown up now. I said, I know, and you still look like you're 35, Miss Simmons. She looks great. So that's it's wonderful that you went through that. So after that, so how did Charles's foundation help you out? Because you couldn't work, right?
Correct. I was out of work for a year and a half. Yeah, I mean, it was really tough with my bills and medical bills, and we were just discussing this in the car as well on the way here. I have more medical bills popping up now. And,
so did you have insurance when you had?
I did.
You did have insurance.
And luckily it paid most, but like as far as like phone bills and electric
Okay.
bills and stuff that I could not pay.
Right.
That
Because you weren't working.
from the wonderful DreamWorks Cancer Foundation did
Mm-hmm.
help. Charles was able to help with that.
Now, Charles,
And-
specifically, your foundation is more on the side where you help women get tested.
Exactly.
Did you guys step outside your box when helping out Tobey?
We actually did. Tobey called me up and she wanted some referrals because she was behind on some bills,
Right.
mainly her mortgage. I'll actually let her tell you
Okay.
tell you that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 3 months behind on my rent, behind on my car.
Right.
Behind on just the main bills. I thought I was going to lose my car, lose my house, and I need my car and my phone
Yeah,
for the
'cause you guys
doctors.
are in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
I
Yeah.
I kept driving. I said, all right, no more lamps.
Yeah, and it's just it's very tough when you're not working for a whole year and a half and you're on disability. And Charles did step in. I did talk. We had a long talk and met and about the bills and what help that he could provide to me. And fortunately they were able to do that.
Okay.
Help out with.
But then you guys, reached out to the bigger organizations, and they said they couldn't really help you.
No.
And I always wondered, Charles. So you said that they say they don't help people in financial trouble, and you wondered, well, what do you guys get all this money for? What was their answer to you?
The answer was, well, are you going through chemo right now? Are you going through treatment right now? And it was like, no, it's the after effects of it.
Right.
After, trying to financially get back on your feet.
How long does chemo last?
My chemo was for like October 2011 to February 2012.
Oh, so it is a few months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they
5 or 6
wanted
months.
to know if she had eviction notices.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted to know if she was getting ready to be put out. Did she have her cutoff notices before they were even able to go anywhere to help out?
So they have to be to the extreme, like
Correct.
in need of financial help before they would make any kind of contribution.
Absolutely.
And only if you were in chemo.
Correct.
That's stupid.
It is dumb.
That's really bad. Because people such as Kobe, they go through the chemo and they're passed, but they're not able to work. They go from full-time to part-time to
No
not
work.
being employed at all. And the bills keep piling up and
Right.
piling up. And as you said before, okay, you have these large organizations out there that's raising all of this money. Who are they helping, or where is that money going
Right.
towards?
And what they always say is research. Well, what else are they researching?
Well, I really don't know what they're researching, but I do know that cancer doesn't care, cancer doesn't stop. And even if you find, something that's going to allow you to research, you still have patients that are going through things.
Right.
And everybody doesn't have something to fall back on where they have funds available. I've spoken to women that, and families that have mortgaged their home, second
Right,
and
second
third
mortgage just to
mortgages,
get through.
just to make it through. And these other organizations out there are supposed to be able to help individuals. Now, we cover women and men for mammograms, screenings, follow-ups, bras and wigs and different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever want to see anyone be put out their home. I don't
No,
want
of
to see
course not.
anyone, and I think when we talked, this was during the wintertime, I don't want to see lights get cut off, I don't want to see
Absolutely.
phones get
Yeah,
cut off and
or
different things
heat.
like that,
Mhm.
or heat.
Right.
So, yes, the DreamWorks Cancer Foundation, we stepped outside of our box,
That's
and we
wonderful.
wrote the check to the landlord
Mhm.
to cover a portion of the mortgage.